Under the pale moonlight, the night was drenched in silence and dread. Richard's consciousness was gone, consumed by something dark, something alive within him. A surge of shadow burst from his body. Before he realized it, he had lunged forward, his hand raised against his own mother. The impact threw her back. She stared at him in horror. Her voice trembled. "Richard, how could this be?" For a moment, her heart refused to believe it. During the enlightenment of Ulusia, she'd never imagined her own son would become this. Could it be, this isn't magic at all? But there was no time for answers. She clenched her fists, tears glistening in her eyes, and shouted, "Divine technique! Prediction!" A flash of blinding light filled the room. Richard's shadow form began to tear away from his body. Agonizing pain shot through his mind. So this is what it means to become a shadow creature. Then silence. Everything stopped. Her mother dropped to her knees, clutching her head in pain. When she looked up, her voice was barely a whisper. "They're here. Those chaotic beings have reached the domain of the moon goddess." In her mind, memories flooded back. The legends, the battles, the horror. Between magical planes, countless shadow wraiths roamed freely, feeding on chaos. Long ago, those same creatures invaded this continent, feeding on life and magic itself. To them, divine power was the ultimate feast. Her expression hardened. They twist priests into monsters, saints into puppets. That's how the wars began. The fall of the great priest, the bloodshed of countless warriors. That dark era had ended only when the moon goddess and the Holy Alliance united. Together, they banished the shadows from the land of Athen. But now, tears welled up in her eyes as she looked at Richard. "I never thought, after all these years, even goddess Ulusia would fall again." Her son had become their vessel, their anchor, a beacon for the next invasion. "If this continues," she whispered, "he'll either be destroyed from within or lose his body forever." Her divine aura flickered weakly. "Is this Ulusia's punishment?" She looked at Richard's unconscious body. "If I were still the great priestess of Elisha, this would have never happened." Her heart hardened with guilt. "I won't make the same mistake again." In a rush, she ran to the sacred altar, digging through relics and ancient scrolls. Her hands shook as she found a sealed parchment. 10 years. It's already been 10 years, she whispered. The name on the scroll made her breath catch. The one who destroyed the elf royal court. He's the only one who can fight them. She placed her palm over the seal and chanted, "Alia Saint Han." A column of golden light shot into the sky, piercing the clouds. Divine energy rippled through the heavens. Outside, Richard stirred weakly. He looked up, watching the glowing trail cross the moon. That's divine script, he murmured. The name inscribed inside, it's reaching someone. Belanka's eyes reflected the light, and memories flooded back. The night she lost everything. Flames devoured the horizon. Her husband, Golden Isana Aman, stood tall amid chaos. "We have to run," she cried. He smiled softly. "There's no time. You must survive." Tears streamed down her cheeks. "But he's our son, the heir of the Aman bloodline." Golden touched her face gently. "Then protect him. One day, tell him of his father and the glory of our kingdom." And with that, the light swallowed him whole. Now, in the present, Belanka raised her staff. "Golden, 10 years in hiding, I never thought this day would come." Holy radiance burst from her body, filling the castle with divine light. Every wall glowed. The darkness inside Richard began to fade away. His breathing steadied. Slowly, his eyes opened. "Mother," he whispered weakly. She rushed forward, holding him close. "You're awake, my child." He groaned softly, pressing his hand to his temple. My head. It hurts. I remember the full moon, then nothing. She smiled through tears. It's all right now, Richard. You're safe. For the first time, Richard truly saw her. Her divine form shimmered like moonlight, beautiful and sacred. Mother, he whispered, amazed. Fragments of memory flickered in his mind. The seventh statue of the goddess appeared before me, then I was pulled into another space. It was quiet, heavy. She frowned. Another space? He nodded. There, the moon spoke a single line, just like the front and back of the moon. She's eyes widened. The front and back? I understood something, Richard said calmly. I gained wisdom and saw the truth behind everything. She stared, stunned. The truth? Even the enlightened can't do that? Richard looked at his hand, faint light glowing on his palm. The goddess herself spoke to me. He slowly stood, gazing out the window. I can feel everything. The wind beyond the walls, the heartbeat of the forest. My body, it feels lighter. The moonlight glimmered in his eyes, half bright, half shadow. Illen's eyes softened. She saw in him not just her son, but the blood of his father, a man born of both light and demon. Richard, she whispered, don't think too much. It's enough that you're safe. But Richard frowned. Mother, there's something you're hiding, isn't there? She hesitated, then nodded slowly. You're 10 now. You have the right to know. He blinked. Is this another birthday gift? She smiled faintly, her eyes moist. Yes, it's about your father. Richard, do you want to see him? His breath caught. Father? Isn't he? Her voice trembled. He isn't dead. Tears filled her eyes. I'm sorry for hiding it all this time. You'll see him soon. Richard's heart raced. Then you'll come too, right? She smiled softly. Of course. I've waited so long. He grinned. Then I'll wait with you. I want to meet him too. She embraced him tightly. Thank you, my child. But deep inside, she knew time was running out. A few days later, sunlight bathed a peaceful village. Children laughed, farmers worked quietly. Then, thunderous hooves shattered the calm. A group of armored riders stormed in, their silver armor gleaming. Who are they? A villager whispered. They look like royal cavalry, another murmured. The lead rider dismounted, his blade flashing. He pressed it against a village's throat. Answer me, he growled coldly. Who here knows where Lady Illen lives?
Farmers froze, their hands trembling. I don't know her, one man stammered. Ileana? Never heard that name, another muttered. A frightened woman whispered, In our village, no one is called that. A soldier stepped out from the formation. Captain, this can't be right. The divine tracker clearly pointed here. The captain's tone turned cold. Then we search every inch of this place. Turn the village upside down. He raised his arm. Search thoroughly. But before the soldiers could move, a sharp voice cut through the air. Stop! Everyone froze. From the crowd, a woman stepped forward. Calm, graceful, but commanding. Villagers gasped. It's her, Lady Illen? Why would she show herself now? Stay where you are, a soldier barked. But the captain lifted his hand. Do not be rude. He stepped forward and bowed deeply. We have awaited you, madam, he said, lowering to one knee. I am a knight serving under Lord Gordon. By his order, we've come to escort you back. Illen's eyes flickered in confusion. Behind the crowd, the village troublemaker, Pyru, squeezed between people, trying to see. That kid Richard, his family's in trouble again, he muttered. Whispers spread fast.
The cavalry came for them? She hasn't been around for days. Her name isn't even Illen. Pyru caught sight of her face and froze. Her ears shimmered faintly beneath her hair. She's an elf? He breathed. Illen turned toward her son. I know the one you wish to greet isn't me. She stepped aside. A tall, armored knight bowed solemnly. I am Knight Morton. An honor to meet you, young Master Richard. Gasps rippled through the villagers. They're bowing? To him? So it's true. His mother's an elf. Then who is she really? The captain approached again. Madam, your belongings are ready. Lord Gordon awaits your return. Illen nodded softly. Yes, everything is prepared. Richard hesitated. Mom, I need to say something. She smiled gently, cupping his face. It's all right, Richard. They won't harm you. Her voice was soft, too soft, for a moment so heavy. Didn't we promise to see your father? She whispered. Richard's eyes softened. Yes. The soldiers finished loading the carriage. Everyone stand back, a soldier shouted. No one leaves the village until departure. But something was wrong. Moments later, a soldier ran up, pale-faced. Captain Morton, Madame Ellen, she's gone. Morton's eyes narrowed. What nonsense. She entered the carriage. That's the problem, the soldier panted. She said she forgot something and went back home. Then a strange gust blew through, and she vanished. Before Morton could respond, a shout came from the edge of the village. Fire! The village is burning! Smoke filled the air. It's coming from her house, someone screamed. Another soldier stumbled forward, gasping. Report, Madame Illen, she returned home and set herself on fire. Time stopped. Richard's world shattered. He screamed, No, that's not possible! He lunged forward, tears streaming down his face, but Morton grabbed him tightly. Let me go! You said it wouldn't end this way! I want my mother! He forced him to the ground. Calm down, the captain said coldly. This was her choice. Flames roared and screams filled the night. Richard pressed his palms to his ears, but her image wouldn't leave him. His mother, standing in the fire, serene and fearless. She had chosen death to protect him. Morton's voice cut through the chaos. Do not disappoint her, boy. Remember her sacrifice. Richard's mind spiraled. Her last words, her secret, the truth about his father. Because of negligence, terrible things happened, she had told him once. Only your father can stop what's coming. He remembered asking her, How did you meet him? She smiled sadly. That story is too dangerous to tell. I had to hide you, even from yourself. She had confessed that her elf disguise drained her life. Her sickness had worsened, and the ritual she performed forced her true form back. She was dying, and he hadn't understood. Now the truth burned with the flames of their home. Richard screamed until his voice broke. Morton struck him across the neck. Everything went black. When he woke up, the captain's cold voice echoed in the distance. Take the boy. Protect the master. A soldier sneered. Rough him up if needed. Morton replied. There's no other way. Spread the word, the captain ordered darkly. Madame Ellen is dead. And the rest? Morton's tone hardened. No witnesses. Burn the village. And so the soldiers did. Steel met flesh. Fire devoured wood. Men, women, children, all fell. The peaceful village turned into a nightmare of screams and smoke. Half conscious, Richard heard every cry, every death. His mother's voice whispered in his head. Your father, the madman, the genius who conquered the Avalon royal court,
He crushed armies alone. 10 years ago, he shattered the alliance in Evernight Forest. Now he rules as Marquis of Black Rose Castle. When he woke again, the world had changed. He gasped sharply, sitting up. Silk sheets, marble walls, a golden chandelier above him. Where am I? He stumbled to his feet, still dizzy. I was pinned down. Then a knock stopped him mid-sentence. "Who is it?" he called. The door opened slowly. A young maid stepped in, calm, composed, her eyes unreadable. She placed folded clothes on the table. "I've brought your clothes. Please bathe first. His lordship is waiting." Richard blinked. My clothes? Why do you have them?" "They were badly damaged. New ones have been prepared. Wash up properly." "His lordship," he muttered, confused. When she left, he looked at the garments, fine silk embroidered with a black rose. He hesitated, then dressed. Every corner screamed wealth and danger. At the far end of the chamber, a massive man sat on an ornate throne. His presence filled the room. When he spoke, his voice rumbled like thunder.